I'm very excited about today's show because you probably never expected this. I'm going to share with you a back five system and how I craft it. I'm going to start from the basics, explain the logic of the back five system, why some positions are more important than others, the attributes that are really important in those positions. Finally, we're going to look at transitions. And then, hang on, what we're going to do is we're going to go to a club, start with a back five system. Then the back five system will morph slightly because, I had to make certain changes because of the transitions. And finally, we're going to run it through an entire season and see what happens. Yes, there's plenty to come on today's show. Buckle up. Back five systems, they can take on so many shapes. You've got the orthodox 5-3-2. You've also got a simple 3-4-1-2 or maybe even a 3-4-3 wide. Finally, something that Johan Cruyff introduced, the 3-4-3 diamond. Now, I like these kind of back five systems when you try to go for a diamond shape somewhere in the middle of the pitch, because the whole goal is to create passing triangles all over the pitch. So if I wanted to make a really good back five system, I'm going to try and incorporate diamonds as much as I can so I can create plenty of passing triangles. The most important position in the back five system is actually the central defender. This central defender is the key. He is the first line of defense. He's the first player to engage defenders. He's the first player to go up and try and win headers. You can't stop this in Football Manager. Even in the actual game itself, we've lost the sweeper now. The sweeper is never coming back. But what we have is a Libero. Now, even a ball-playing defender will be the first to go out. So you want to make sure that whenever you choose a back five system, in this position, you have to play a player who's got the best anticipation, the best positioning, the best jumping reach in your team. Your best defender usually goes here. You can afford to put lesser defenders on either side of him. Ideally, you want players who are playing on the right foot. So if he's playing on the left side, you want a decent player with the left foot, and on the right side, a decent player with the right foot. But this player in the middle, he is key. Pick the wrong player and your back five system falls apart. Normally, I like to play a Libero in this position because this position is also expected to distribute the ball really well. So he needs good passing, vision, decisions, dribbling. He's expected to release the ball to wingbacks, and occasionally whenever your backline is under pressure, you're going to have to cycle the ball between the backline and even at times the goalkeeper. So he should always be in a position to release the ball. Now, if you don't have a good goalkeeper who's good with his feet, and you don't have a ball-playing defender who can play the ball out of defense, you have no business playing a Libero in the heart of defense. If you're in that kind of a position, I wouldn't recommend a back five system, because if you want to play a back five system and you want to play it well, you don't ever want to end up in a situation where your defense hoofs the ball up, because each time they hoof the ball up, you're going to be left with one simple solution: target man poacher. That's it. That's not a really good back five system. That's a hopeful back five system that punts the ball. We are not here to make that kind of a system today. We are here to make a dominant back five system. The second most important position in a back five system are your wingbacks, because your wingbacks are the only sources of width in most back five systems. They need great acceleration, they need stamina, they need natural fitness, they need dribbling, they need first touch and passing. So you want these guys to be able to bomb up and down the pitch, because if at any point in time those guys can't do the work, your flanks get vulnerable and you are liable to cede control. And this is the weak area of a back five system, the space behind the wingback. So your defenders, either side of the wingback, they need to step up and help the wingback out. And your side midfielders also need to go out to the flanks to support play, which is the reason why you generally want players with high work rate in both positions. You want the side midfielder to be able to go up to the flanks and help your wingback out, tackle the ball. He needs some bravery. Generally in back five system, you want some outlets. You've got your wingbacks bombing up and down the pitch, giving you width. You also have players who can switch the ball to the other flank. These normally sit in the center. I normally like to play a playmaker here, a player that can switch ball to the other flank, a player that's very good at passing the ball and looking for opportunities. Personally, when it comes to the attack patterns, you've got many choices. You can play a flat 3 in front, or my personal favorite is actually to create even more passing triangles. So I normally look at playing a 1-2 combination in attack. So this allows us to create even more passing triangles across the pitch, allowing us to bypass defenders if we need to. The reason why I like a 1-2 combination like this is because sometimes you end up in a situation where you don't have fast strikers. So what do? You play two F9s with a shadow striker because the F9s are going to drop deep. You don't need fast players to play as an F9. All you need is one player to break the lines. So you have at least one player who's really fast, play him as a shadow striker. This is the reason why I like this 1-2 combination. Because if I play with a wide setup, then I need all three players to be fast on the ball, or at least one player to play as an inverted winger and tell him to hold position and stay wider. So the plan is simple. We're going to go to Lazio, take over a club. Then we're going to try and grow this formation, right? We're going to try and understand the team and then maybe tweak the tactic along the way. So I'm going to show you a couple of games where I do that and the transitions I'm paying attention to. Finally, at the end of January, we're going to analyze how we've done, how our tactic is done, look at our positions, look at the numbers, and see whether there are any areas that need improvement. If it's fine, we will holiday mode. Yes, we're going to give it to the Assman. Now we want to see how the Assman does with the system, and then we're going to run it all the way to the end of the season. When we finished it, we'll take a look at the results. So first things first, we go in, we set up our trading very quickly. So once we've done this, go to our squad. We know we want to play a 3-4-3. I want to find defenders who've got good jumping reach and anticipation. That is going to be the Libero at least. Okay, so he's got 16 for jumping reach, anticipation of 14. He's out on loan. Another player here, 15, anticipation 12, not so good. Sherby, he's on holiday, 16, anticipation. Sherby can actually play in the center. He's got passing, vision, decisions. He's not too fast. He's 33 years old, but we can put him in the center. So we have players that can play in the system that we want. We got Patrick. He is not bad, but we'll use him as the white center back. And then we've got him. We can use this player as the wingback because 3-4-3, it needs players that can bust the gut and go up and down the pitch. If you don't have wingbacks who have a lot of work rate and stamina, then it's going to be really hard to play a system like this. He's definitely not good enough. Hisaj should be able to do this as well. He's got work rate of 15, stamina of 17, and acceleration of 15, and agility of 14. He will be good at holding on to the ball. His concentration is a bit low, but that's not a game breaker. Marusic as well. He can also play on the left. He's another player that can play as a wingback. He can bomb up and down the flanks. He's got a decent cross on him. He's got some flair. We can expect the unexpected. He gets forward whenever possible. So this trait works really nicely with overlaps and underlaps. So they will bomb forward. And what we're going to do is we're going to play something like this. This is what I'm thinking about. We want to identify players that can play as defensive midfielders. Now, there are going to be two basic positions in this tactic that I need to consider. First up, this is going to be a playmaker, somebody who can dictate tempo, somebody who can see the pass, play the pass. Now, Luis Alberto is probably not suitable for this. He is actually going to be much better playing in this position, right? Just as a shadow striker playing behind we want to create a high octane attack. Now here Zagani, he is okay. He can also play as a shadow striker. So we've got several options for the shadow striker. Now the question is who's playing in the center. We got Basic. Basic is decent, but he's more of a box-to-box midfielder. He doesn't have the acceleration to hustle up and down, keeping up with the wingback. Here, this is important. We want these two roles to have around the same amount of acceleration. We don't want players that are going to struggle to keep up. So Savage is about 13. This wingback is about 17. Savage might not get back in time to defend. But I like having him in the heart of midfield. He gets forward whenever possible, shoots with power, moves into channels. So he's going to support the wingback as we attack, leaving us with this problem area. So this position needs to be somebody who's got very good anticipation, a high work rate, and basically can do the job of protecting the center. We may have to use him. He is probably a good player that can be used here. Luka Levi, if I wanted to hold down the lead, then I would probably swap to something like this and put Luka Levi here and turn this role into a central defender. Then if you wanted to protect the lead, then all we need to do is swap the system into something like this and then play with two strikers up top. This is the good thing about playing these 3-4, 3-5-3 systems. Here we have another player that gets into opposition area, moves into channels. Now, at least we can swap between Cataldi and Jean-Daniel Akpro in this position. We got Danilo Cataldi is probably going to start in this position. So this means that we actually have enough players to play this slot. Okay, so we've sorted these two out, and we know our defenders. It's going to be Asherby when he's back. Now, Luis Alberto can play in this position. We use this as a shadow striker. And then we got this, want to create a high-octane attack. A high-octane attack, basically, we want these players to be working as a unit. Place 1-2s will be very handy. Here on top, we've got a complete forward. We've got advanced forward. We might tweak this as we go. So I wanted a complete forward because essentially this is a role that is going to do everything from holding up the ball. He needs strength and jumping reach as well. If we don't have a player that can play that role, then we'll probably need to change the role. So here we've basically got a pressing forward. Pedro is very good at attacking the flanks. He is actually a pretty decent winger and an inside forward. Okay, so that's gone. So let's look at the rest of the strikers and see what we have. We got Ciro Immobile. He can play as a complete forward. Then up top, we can't use him. Joan Cabral is probably an advanced forward. We could use him as an advanced forward. Andre Anderson, another advanced forward, or a poacher. No, this role here is going to be a challenge. What we could do is go into the transfer market and try and get ourselves a striker. Let's see if we've got any money in the kitty. We've got about 12 million. So here we go. Our first game of the season. Our tactic is pretty simple. It's got focus spray to the middle. We got DLP box to box. I expect this guy to bust the gut to get up the pitch. We got a shadow striker, complete forward, and an advanced forward here. This is where Barbosa will be playing. We've got two wingbacks. I'm looking forward to seeing them very high up the pitch because we are using an underlap to influence their starting position. We got a ball-playing defender, ball-playing defender, and a libero. Now I'm going to put some PIs on these players. I want him to stay wider, and I want this player to stay wider as well. I want him to pass it shorter, shoot less often, take fewer risks. And also tell this player to mark tighter. So he should be tracking any targets that come his way. Here we got a ball-playing defender. Told him to pass it shorter, shoot less often, and stay wider. Box-to-box midfielder, expecting to bust the gut, get up the pitch. I'm also telling him to stay wider. I'm hoping that Cataldi has the awareness to drop into this area and protect this area when we need to. We've got a shadow striker, a complete forward, and an advanced forward. Here on the left, we've told both the ball-playing defenders to stay wider. I have yet to see any friendly matches. We're trying to finish this in one session. So I'm sitting down here and playing this as quickly as I can. So what we want to see right now is a 2D view of our team. The one thing I like about box-to-box midfielders, right, with like him, we've got gets further forward and gets into opposition area. So he's got these traits. It suggests that he's going to be popping in a lot of long shots, and he will arrive inside the opposition box if we were to work ball into box. So here we've got Immobile, Cataldi out to the shadow striker. He looks for Barbosa. Patrick, the white center, the ball playing defender, pushes out to the wing back. There's good work between the two. We get a cross in. We might want to tweak this slightly, but so far the transitions look spot on. Yep. Our first line of defense is actually Libero. The Libero is going to step up and try and win headers, which is why anticipation jumping reach is very important. The wingback as the ball goes down, he's been told to pass it shorter. Otherwise, if he will look for an option to pass it shorter, otherwise he's just going to cross. That's what we want to see. This DLP moving into the center to win the ball. So check. So we've got this working. This was what I was concerned about. I wanted him to drift into the middle. He's done exactly that, drifting into the middle. Here the box-to-box midfielder is out here. This is going to be our shadow striker. Plays the ball out to the wingback. The wingback goes down the flanks. This is going to be a hold-up role that might hold up the ball. We need a player with very good off the ball and decisions to play this position. There's plenty of pressure. Cataldi goes back. The Libero is the first line of defense. He stepped up, allowing the deep line playmaker to win the ball off him. Milinkovic-Savic trying to smash it from the edge of the area. So far, the transitions indicating that this system is actually working. We can actually tweak it some more. But I don't want to overdo this. Okay, what can we add here? All right, they're rushing it, so we want work ball into box and go low crosses against this team. So we're going to continue looking at the 3D because the 2D screen. Here we go again there. The Libero is up first. Then the Katali works with the Libero. The complete forward drops it back to the DLP. And then the ball-playing defender, they work it around and they go to the wingback who bombs down the flank. He's got the box-to-box in support. Yep. Together, they should work a crossing opportunity. But it's in attack, it looks pretty solid. Okay, ball-playing defender, DLP in the center. Look at where this box-to-box midfield is. I don't mind this because now this could be a problem in some setups against some teams. Because Milinkovic-Savic has that trait. It's something that I have to be aware of, right? So, but this suggests that it shouldn't be too much of an issue because the Libero is coming in to support him quite nicely. Oh, that was a beautiful ball out to the wingback. Wingback crosses first time, Immobile inside the box. What we can do is get even more vertical movement. That's a great goal from Milinkovic-Savic. It was only a matter of time. We can actually swap these around. But because right now, what Barbosa has cuts inside from both wings, his right foot is actually very weak. His left foot is stronger. We're going to keep him on this side of the pitch. Yeah. Lazari with the ball. This is nice. Milinkovic-Savic is just waiting here. He's got a cracking long shot, so that was good. Defenders win this ball easily enough. Cataldi working with the ball-playing defenders. The ball-playing defenders aren't going to dribble too much. Yeah, because we told them not to. Cataldi out to the shadow striker. Shadow striker drop deep wing back. The playmaker. Pedro and Milinkovic-Savic has swapped positions. That was nice. Okay, these two roles have swapped. Okay, so he doesn't actually have any PI that suggests he's going to drop deep. So because of the get further forward instruction for him, these two have naturally moved into each other's positions. He's got teamwork of 14. He's got teamwork of 16. The wingback gets around the defense and Immobile can't find the back of the net. Now, complete forward, maybe we'll change him. We could change the role to an F9 shadow striker AF combination. That is also a very nice combination. Gonna try him as an F9. Strakoshka. Libero out to good ball out to the other flank. Akpro brings the ball forward, finds Gabriel Bobosa, Basic, and they have added a third goal. Too easy. We even use. I'm not averse to using defensive midfielders as wingbacks. In terms of XG, 3.78 XG versus 0.33, down to maybe we had like one penalty. So after our first 3 games, what we did was we changed this role to a complete forward because there's better interaction in terms of how we score goals. In our match against Atalanta, we scored probably one of the best goals I've seen. Milinkovic-Savic gets forward whenever possible. So what I did to take advantage of that, I changed Immobile's role to a complete forward support. Now, what that does is it encourages Milinkovic-Savic to use that trait. You see what will happen here. Immobile, these guys all like to play 1-2s. Immobile is now a complete forward support. Shadow striker, Gabi is here. Look at where Milinkovic-Savic comes. He comes in and he scores the goal. So that little tweak, right, is something that we did. And we went on then after that to beat Genoa 2-0. However, in this game, we were one man light. I decided to hard tackle players in the center of the pitch just to find out what would happen. And he got sent off. So we ended up playing with 10 men, but we still managed to beat them 2-0. Even after having a man sent off, we scored one more goal. But in terms of how we're doing after the first 3 games, I'm actually quite kind of happy where we are. Expected goals per game 2.18, expected goals against 0.83, which is where we want to be. We stuck in attacking movement defensive shape match preview before our match against Roma, and then these should roll into Roma, and then we'll probably add attacking movement again, and defensive shape again to roll into Milan, and then these match preparation activities will roll into Juventus. Some pretty interesting matches coming up. Okay, Cataldi, Savic. Hopefully Cataldi doesn't get himself sent off again. We got our players. Let's submit our team. In terms of possession, it's pretty even. In fact, we have a slight advantage in terms of possession. I'm kind of expect that with a back 5. Bertrand gets the ball, it goes down, it runs through our defense actually. Good defending from our boys. They get goals. Madison, Johnny Evans, Tielemans, Ricardo, Johnny Evans again, Soyuncu, Castania, Harvey Barnes, looking inside, Jamie Vardy, they read the play. Ramos out to Hisach, out to Cataldi. Immobile is dropped deep. The wingback is out on the flanks. He runs. Cataldi switches the play to Lazari, who's free to hit into the box, squares it. Immobile gets us our equalizer. Exactly. I'm seeing what we need. We need that playmaker to dictate tempo, switch play. And then we got this box-to-box midfielder attacking the area. The wingbacks giving us our width. It's the hallmarks of a very good 3-4-1-2 or a 3-5-2. Those wingbacks got to give us the width. Otherwise, we're going to have issues. Castania out to Harvey Barnes. Madison is being marked tight. He pulls one player away. Castania, NDD. Yuri Tielemans will shoot from there. Okay, we're going to have to close him down. Yuri Tielemans will need to be closed down. We can't allow him to shoot from the edge of the area again. We got Hisach with the throw. Milinkovic, Savic, Sherby, Hisach. Milinkovic, Savic gets us our equalizer. It's 2-2. Okay, Pedro is not having a good game, so we're going to take Pedro off. I'm toying with the idea of pushing Milinkovic, Savic higher up. So what we're going to do is we're going to push him higher up so we get height in that area. Then take Pedro off and bring on Tom Basic. Ramos plays it back to Milinkovic, Savic is actually quite deep. Shoots from there, and it's 3-2 before the end of the break. And that's it. Lazio have beaten Leicester City away from home 4-2. 4-2-3-1 versus the 3-4-1-2. Here we go. Strakoshka out to Lazari. Lazari brings the ball forward. He's going to attack the flanks. Yep, he will. He's going to go all the way, beat everybody, and Immobile was... All Immobile needed to do was bury that chance. Lazari out again. Gets by. It's Luis Alberto and Immobile scores. Yep, that's what we want to see. Dynamic wingbacks attacking the flanks. Boys are really tired after their midweek Europa game. Ibanez under some pressure. The keeper, they have to go back to the keeper. Basic reads the play. Gabriel Barbosa finds Milinkovic, Savic, and then Barbosa again. This looks like a good goal. Third goal, brilliant. Our second goal, very nice. Lazio continue the winning ways. So, tactic seems fine. I don't think I'll be making any more tweaks after this. 5 games in, and the partnerships are now developing across the pitch. We've got a partnership between our Immobile and Barbosa, as well as the 3 defenders at the back. So let's take a look at some of the numbers. So if you want to get these numbers, if you're wondering how you can get these analytics showing, all you got to do is go to Data Hub, right? And then go to Team, and then click on Ask For. See this drop down over here? And then you pick whatever kind of information you need. So what I've picked is possession gain and defensive actions. Now this is where we try to win the ball in terms of headers and stuff. So all our defensive actions are in a half, which is what I expect is a bottom-heavy system. If I was playing a 4-2-3-1, then I'd expect the defensive actions to be largely confined to this area. So it's playing how I expected. And then possession gain, as you can see, this is where we win our second ball. This middle third of the pitch is where we win most of the second ball. So halfway line, that's perfect for our system. Defensive efficiency, we are just too solid at the moment. Lazio firmly in this spot here. We do allow some shots like 10 per game, but their opposition's conversion rate is really poor. It's like something like 2% at the moment. And then in terms of attacking efficiency, we're very good at putting our chances away. So at the moment, I'm pretty happy. As you can see, expected goals against per game is 0.91, but we haven't conceded many goals. Our interceptions are pretty solid. We're leading the league in terms of interceptions. Clearances per game actually reflects how defensive you are. Right. So for a bottom-heavy system, or rather, I'm playing with 3 at the back, right? If this is showing me these kind of numbers, it means I don't do a lot of defensive clearances, meaning I don't win the ball in front of my goalkeeper a lot. So this is perfect. I mean, I like this. This is absolutely fantastic. So this indicates that we're doing pretty well. Fouls made per game, this is pretty average. Conceded per game, yeah, 0.17. We are definitely leading the league in that regard. So when I'm using the analytics, it tells me a very clear story. In terms of how we're defending very, very well. We don't give a lot of chances around our penalty area, and we create a lot of chances higher up the pitch. Let's fast forward to February and see what's happened. Okay, the date is February. The team is not doing too badly. Their XG right now is about 2.01 per game. Expected goals against per game is only less than 1. The team is still top of the table in the Serie A with a 44 goal difference, and Ciro Immobile is leading the goal scoring charts, playing as a complete forward and support. Doing a deeper dive into numbers, Lazio's average possession so far for the season is 55%. Goals per game, 2.23. And then corners we've conceded, it's not that bad either. 1 goal in 26 matches. That's a pretty decent number, I think. I want to see how our Libero is done. So I go to Francesco Acerbi, who's been playing as our Libero, player performance, and look at his numbers. Now, in terms of defending, his pass completion is 97.2. I mean, most defenders have high pass completion, but this is what I'm looking at, clearances. The number of times he has had to do last-ditch tackles, that's lower than the average. I'm really happy with this because he doesn't have to do those kind of things too often, and he hasn't had to make too many interceptions. Most of the interceptions have been done out on the flanks. So overall, it's not been a bad season. Now let's find out how many mistakes the backline has actually made. All you got to do is go into your customs view here, customize current view, look for mistakes leading to goal. I've added that, and my backline, 1 mistake out of 30 games. That's not too bad. So far, we've been using this version of a 3-4-3 diamond. The way this diamond actually works is this Libero pushes up in transition, so we get that 4 there are 1 in a diamond, and then when this guy pushes up, we get a diamond on this side of the pitch, and when this player pushes up, we get another diamond on this side of the pitch. So we've got plenty of diamonds that are occurring all over the pitch. This is personally my favorite setup when I want to achieve a lot of diamonds on the pitch with a 3-4-3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this whole tactic to the ass man, go make coffee, come back, see what's happened. Well, the ass man, he didn't do too badly. I mean, he did lift the title. I like this. The GD is about 54. We need our goals conceded about 25. That wasn't too bad. In terms of team possession numbers, we're still about the same, 56%. Goals per game, it dropped to about 2.08. It was 2.23 at the start of the season. Goals from corners, we conceded 5 goals from corners. I think we need some work on our corner routine. Okay, it's not the best one. Okay, so yeah, you know, if you download this tactic, you might want to put in your own corner routines. I don't really care about corners very much in this game. Let's check out our squad and see how many mistakes our defenders made. So if I'm looking at my backline, mistakes, only 1. So in terms of how we've set the tactic up, our Libero only made 1 mistake leading to a goal this entire season. And that has to be quite a good performance from our backline. So I would say that the setup is probably a pretty solid. I enjoy back 3 systems. They can be a lot of fun. The challenge is making them as attacking as possible. And I think I've achieved that with this setup. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop me a comment below in the video. Otherwise, you can download this tactic. The link is in the description below. Meanwhile, you guys, please stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.